It would be unlike any other season, that was for sure, if for no other reason because it began on March the 5th, 1997.
I'm not going to try and make this a dramatic ordeal, but there are a few comments I'd like to make. I guess the one thing that's been running through my mind over and over the past couple of months has been to hurry up and know, Peyton, hurry up and know. That's what I've been telling myself. Well, yesterday morning I woke up with a huge sense of relief because I finally knew what I was going to do. I've had an incredible experience at the University of Tennessee with all the people that I've met, learned from, and become friends with here. College football has been great to me, so have the people and the coaches and the players that I've played with the past 3 years. I also want to have a great experience in pro football. As difficult as it's been, I knew I couldn't make a bad decision, but I knew whatever decision I made had to be my own decision and nobody else's. I want to thank the people close to me, especially my mother and father, for allowing that to happen. I've thoroughly researched the situation and gathered a great deal of information. I've asked dozens of people what they thought, and I've prayed a lot about it also. I knew I wanted to be 100% sure of my decision. Somebody asked me this morning, what was the one thing that helped sway my opinion and help me decide? Well, there wasn't one thing. It was just like when I signed here. It was just sort of a feeling. I made up my mind. I don't expect to ever look back. I'm going to stay at the University of Tennessee.
With those words, a new chapter in Tennessee football began with a familiar hero, larger than life. His name, Peyton Manning. And for 3 seasons at Tennessee, he was dazzling. Now he was coming back to enjoy college football, and the fans would be coming back to enjoy him for one more season. While the fans were ready to strike up the band and declare this the year of Manning, there were 10 other men on offense and 11 on defense who knew Tennessee football meant team football. On opening night, as the game maxims were spoken in unison as they have been since the days of General Neyland, the focus was on the team.
Something that's very, very deep rooted in Tennessee tradition. If we do these things, the likelihood of us winning goes up greatly. Greatly. If you take care of the football, do these things. Number one, everybody along with me. The team that makes the fewest mistakes will win. Number two, play forward, make the breaks, and one comes our way, score. Give us some opportunities, defense, where we don't have to go 70 and 80 yards. Get us the ball back at midfield. Number three, if at first the game of breaks go against you, don't let up, put on more steam.
The Volunteers took the field against the Red Raiders of Texas Tech on opening night. It was August 30th, and the Volunteers were ranked 5th in the nation. An ESPN national audience was watching to see what this team could do. Despite great expectations, there were concerns. The Volunteers had lost the services of Jay Graham, the top rusher from 1995 and 1996. The all-time leading receiver at Tennessee, Joey Kent, was also gone. And Tyrone Hines, the leading tackler in the 1996 squad, had played his last down in a Tennessee uniform. The 106,000 fans on hand for the season opener watched the Tennessee defense set the tone early, picking up where they left off last year as they led the SEC in total defense. But most were there hoping to see number 16 go to work, and he did just that. First with an amazing reception to Peerless Price. This fleet-footed receiver wasn't even supposed to be in this game. After all, he suffered a broken ankle in the spring orange and white game. Team doctors virtually had wrote him off the roster until after the 1997 season. But making this grab in the season opener proved a miracle of modern sports rehab. Price anteed up on the catch, and then Jermaine Copeland cashed in.
Will be Nash from right to left. Here's the blitz. Here's Manning back to throw, looking into the end zone. Touchdown. It goes to Jermaine Copeland.
It was the first of 5 touchdown passes on the night for Manning. That tied a school record, and it placed Manning in the top 5 of SEC TD passes with 58. The defense continued to impress. Tech penetrated Tennessee territory in each of the first 5 possessions, but the Volunteers allowed just 3 points. With the score 10-3, Tennessee took possession and control with 1:37 left to go in the half. A pass interference call set Tennessee up with a first down at the 23.
Give him 6. Touchdown, Marcus Nash.
It was Tennessee 17, Tech 3 with 21 seconds left to go in the half. Time to head to the locker room, right? Wrong. The Volunteers were just getting warmed up. A fumbled bloop kick put the ball back in Manning's hand at the 28.
Manning barks out an audible. Fades to throw, gets some pressure, steps up, down across the middle. Pass is going to be complete. What a catch by Nash at the 1-yard line. I do not believe it.
The Red Raiders couldn't believe it either, and after Mark Levine carried for the touchdown, the score was Tennessee 24, Texas Tech 3. In 89 seconds, the game was all but over, and it wasn't even halftime. Tennessee's offense didn't miss a beat in the third quarter. Marcus Nash was ready to grab his second touchdown of the night.
Manning looking down, goes the pass. It is complete into the end zone. Touchdown, Marcus Nash.
Again, Tech fumbled the kickoff, and big play specialist Dwayne Goodrich was there for the recovery. And from there, it was nothing more than target practice for Manning the rest of the night.
Right, I formation, 4-man front. Manning across the middle, complete. Ball down at the 15, to the 10, to the 5, to the 4, to the 3, into the end zone.
After hitting senior Andy McCullough with a 29-yard touchdown pass, Manning rewarded Price for his hard work during rehab with his first post-injury touchdown.
Touchdown, Peerless Price.
Amazingly, Tennessee scored 5 touchdowns on consecutive possessions in an 11-minute span. Suddenly, it was Tennessee 45, Texas Tech 3, with yet another quarter to play.
Martin back to throw, looking down into the end zone. Will go the pass. It is touchdown, Tennessee. T. Martin passes.
Final score on the night, Tennessee 52 and Texas Tech 17. On the night, Peyton Manning rallied for 310 yards on 26 completions. Newcomer linebacker Raynock Thompson announced his presence with a team-high 6 tackles. And trying to get the most talent on the field, Coach Philip Fulmer played 9 true freshmen in the opening game. A bit of deja vu set the scene for Game 2 against UCLA. The Rose Bowl was the site of Peyton Manning's first action in his college career 4 years ago. His influence over that game's outcome was minimal. His influence over this game was yet to be determined. While all the eyes were on Manning and the Tennessee offense, it was actually the defense that set the tone this day. First, Leonard Little brought the pressure with a safety for a 2-0 lead.
Run out of there or try to, and I don't know that he made it. It could be a safety. It is a safety. Corey Terry, Jonathan Brown converge, and McNown trying to struggle free to.
Then again, it was pressure from Leonard Little that forced a turnover. The pressure from Little forced UCLA quarterback Cade McNown to make a mistake.
Back to throw is the pass that is intercepted by Tennessee. Picking the ball off, Tennessee has the football to the 45, to the 50, to the 45, to the 40, to the 35, 30, 25, 20, 15, 10, 5. Touchdown, Corey Gaines.
It was a 57-yard interception return and Gaines' first career interception and touchdown. Now it was time for the offense to live up to its billing. In the second quarter, Manning capped a 6-play, 78-yard drive by rifling this pass to Jermaine Copeland, 24 yards for a touchdown.
Touchdown, Jermaine Copeland.
The decision was to go for 2, and again it was Copeland with the sure hands. The fans at the Rose Bowl were impressed, but Marcus Nash was ready to step into the Hollywood spotlight.
Second for the Volunteers as Manning fakes the give, looks to throw, being rushed, throws the ball down into the end zone. It is touchdown, Big Orange. I don't believe it.
For Nash, it was one of 8 passes he would catch on the day for 117 yards. For Manning, 341 yards impressed the West Coast Heisman voters. It was time for the defensive line to come to show what it could do. Defensive end Corey Terry got his licks in. And newcomer Sean Ellis got a piece of Cade McNown. The men in the trenches held the Bruins to a 27-6 score midway through the third quarter. For UCLA, only 45 yards on 30 rushes. A Bruin rally kept the game close, but in the end, a big play was made by team captain Leonard Little. Only after the season unfolded did the Volunteers realize what kind of opponent they had beaten. UCLA proved to be a top 10 team that led the nation in scoring. The preseason perception of a win coming easy against the Bruins was far from the truth. The Volunteers held their heads high on this very hot day in Pasadena. Linebacker Al Wilson gave notice in the game that he was worthy of All-America honors. This one-man wrecking crew accounted for 8 tackles, 3 of those for losses, and he also broke up 2 passes. On the day, Tennessee's defense came up with 7 sacks, 1 short of the team record. The final score, Tennessee 30, UCLA 24, a great road victory at the Rose Bowl. It looked like the Volunteers had escaped the frying pan only to land in the fire. After pulling out that impressive road win in California, Tennessee was now headed to the swamp.
Bang! Nothing.
Showing up prepared and healthy, the Volunteers knew they were capable of upsetting the defending national champion Gators, and they were ready for the battle. The defense showed up with its usual aggressive game, and the Gators felt the pain early.
Florida will have the ball out of the shotgun as Johnson fakes to throw, being pressured, and he's going to be sacked.
Senior Terry Fair showed up in Gainesville ready to play. Forget what the doctors had said. True, he had a severely separated shoulder, but this was an important SEC football game, and a player like Terry Fair knows he has to bring his A game. In the second quarter, he intercepted Florida's Doug Johnson to return the ball to the hands of Tennessee's offense. The Volunteers had made mistakes in earlier possessions, but now it was time to make the most of the opportunities. With Copeland quickly becoming a big play target, Manning marched his team downfield.
Manning will go into a shotgun formation. Florida spreads its defense, ready to come after them. Here they do. Manning throws across the middle. It is complete. Touchdown, Jermaine Copeland.
Even though the Volunteers gave up a critical touchdown to the Gators right before the half, there was still plenty of time to even the score. The second half began with UT giving up 2 Gator field goals. That pushed the score to 26-7. Peyton Manning had been harassed all day by the Gator defense, but it was time to bring the game back within reach.
Ball down, breaking free with the ball at the 45. This will be McCullough to the 40, to the 35, to the 30, to the 25, to the 20.
It was a 58-yard scoring strike, and once again, Manning looking for Jermaine Copeland.
Manning comes up to advise Teague as to what the call will be offensively. There's the pass into the end zone. Give him 6. Touchdown, Big Orange. Jermaine Copeland.
Suddenly, victory was within 2 touchdowns. The defense tried to keep the pressure on. Fred White sacked the Gators for an 11-yard loss. But in the end, the defending national champions were too much in their own backyard. A bright spot for the Volunteers was the emergence of freshman Cedric Wilson. The Memphis Melrose standout grabbed his first collegiate touchdown. It was a sign of great things to come. With a week to recover from the Florida loss, it was now time to refocus. To begin, a Florida loss was not the end of the season. The Bowl Alliance would see to that. All Tennessee had to do was worry about winning 1 game at a time.
Kickers, our quarterback, are leading our ball game.
If we get a chance to get up on them, guys, don't let up. Not one bit. Don't let up. Put on more steam. Let's get them knocked out. Number 5.
Ball, Oski, cover, block, cut and slice, pursuing game tackle, for this is the winning edge.
Offensive line, you got a chance to take control of this football game. Let's get those running backs hitting up in there like they want to be hitting up in there. Make them pay. Make them pay. Number 6.
Press the kicking game, here's where the breaks are made.
Kicking game, guys. Every phase of the kicking game. If you're a freshman or if you're senior, you're on a kicking team, it's entirely up to you to take it to the field and give the effort and make the play every time, or make the block. Number 7.
Carry the fight to Ole Miss and keep it there for 60 minutes.
60 minutes, man, of rock'em, sock'em football. Let's break. Don't forget to think Billy. Our Father,
Lord, art in heaven, hallowed be thy name. Thy kingdom come, thy will be done, on earth as it is in heaven.
Hey, hold on, listen to that 1 second. Come. 1 second. Hold that real quick. Hey, stop. Hey, we're all alike here. You know, the crowd's not into it. You're saying, well, we would have beaten Florida, they would have been into it. Listen up. Forget about last week. Hey, senior, this is it for a lot of us, man. The NFL is no fun anyway. This was fun. Go out there and have fun.
With senior co-captain Peyton Manning urging the team to give their all, the Vols set out against Ole Miss, searching for an ingredient to get them back on the winning track. Meet Jamal Lewis. The 6'1", 220-pounder from Atlanta was the first freshman to start for Tennessee at tailback since James Littleman Stewart in 1991. He brought the balance back to the UT offensive attack.
In spite of Lewis's efforts, the Volunteers got out to a slow start against the Rebels. But the tradition of the kicking game helped the defense keep the Rebels in check.
Down lineman, Patrick sizes that up. Here's Patrick on a reverse. He's going to be dumped.
The Ole Miss Rebels boasted of being able to test this Volunteer defense. But hard-nosed play by Sean Ellis and the athleticism of Dwayne Goodrich put the offense back in the driver's seat. First, the old-fashioned way, with a blood-and-guts battle in the trenches. 4th down conversion to sustain a drive.
3-0 Ole Miss. Manning up under the center. Power I set left. Lewis the tailback. Manning to Lewis. Left side, first down to the 20. Jamal Lewis.
From there, it was Manning to Nash for 6 points.
Running back Lewis as Manning back to throw. Looks for Lewis instead across the middle. Pull down at the 7. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Touchdown, Marcus Nash. The Volunteers flood the left side, and Manning, with time, picks up Marcus Nash. Just comes wide open underneath. Touchdown, the
Manning led the Volunteers on an 83-yard, 11-play drive to establish a lead with a minute left in the first half. The Volunteers would get a chance to increase the lead as soon as the second half began. Gerald Griffin returned a fumbled kickoff caused by Fred White to the Ole Miss 24.
Drilling it some 4 yards deep in the end zone. He's going to bring it out. Goal line. 5, 10, 15, 20. Fumbles the football. Picked up by Tennessee at the 20. Back down.
From there, Peyton Manning hooks up with Andy McCullough.
Manning sets up, pumps, looks deep into the end zone across the middle. Pass. Touchdown, Tennessee. Andy McCullough. Manning just on target. Perfect fake. Perfect pump. Perfect read. Perfect pass. Perfect catch. Give him 6. Touchdown, Tennessee.
For Manning, it was just one of his 25 completions on the day. He racked up 324 yards and 2 touchdowns as well.
Again, Tennessee dancing around defensively. The blitz could come, not so. Back to throw, Patrick. Being pressured. Here's the pass upfield. It is intercepted. Tennessee 30, 25, 20, 15, 10, 5. Give him 6. Dwayne Goodrich. Tennessee strikes again. This time, Goodrich returns the interception 30 yards. And Tennessee leads Mississippi by a score of 20-3.
The defense had done such a remarkable job all day against the Rebels offense, it was time for their just rewards. Dwayne Goodrich intercepts this pass and returns it 30 yards for a touchdown. And a 21-3 Tennessee lead with less than 2 minutes gone in the second half. With Ole Miss trying to mount a comeback, Tennessee called on Jeff Hall for some breathing room.
This one is in the air, and this one is good.
Ole Miss, though, answered, and suddenly the score was 24-17. When it came time to take the life out of the Rebels, there was no better way to do it than on the ground. Tennessee's newly discovered secret weapon was about the worst-kept secret in the SEC. Jamal Lewis sprinted 42 yards for this game-clinching touchdown with less than 3 minutes to go in the game.
35, 30, 25, 20, 15, 10, 5. What did he do? Scored for the Volunteers.
The Volunteers, with the help of Jamal Lewis, rolled up 507 yards on offense. It was a wonderful day for the offensive linemen, who finally seemed to win the public's favor. They, along with Lewis, certainly won over the head coach as they won game balls for their efforts.
Come here, Jamal Lewis. Yes, sir. That's got big time. I'm not exactly sure. 150 yards plus. For the day. Great job. First game ball. Bring it back to me. We'll paint it up for you. Hell of a day. Start the line.
On the day, Marcus Nash had 9 catches, which was a career high for him, and 127 yards. Jamal Lewis was the first freshman to rush for more than 100 yards in a single game since 1991. With Tennessee's newfound balance in offense, coordinator David Cutcliffe hoped to tee off on SEC East rival Georgia. This is just what he and the offense did.
Ball on the right hash mark. Manning back to throw. Looking, pass down and out is touchdown, Tennessee! Touchdown, Marcus Nash! Great throw, great catch. Tennessee on top, 6-zip.
Just 12 plays into the game, it was Tennessee 7, Georgia nothing. And the defense proved early the Bulldogs' bark was worse than its bite. Jonathan Brown sacks quarterback Mike Bobo for a 7-yard loss, and the quarter ends Tennessee leading 7-3.
This will be Bobo sacked. Jonathan Brown comes clean off the left side. He got a jump,
but not before Jamal Lewis gave a preview of things to come.
Game at the left side. This is Lewis trying the right side. Gets to the outside to the 30. Runs through a tackle to the 25, to the 20, to the 15, to the 10, to the 7. This Jamal Lewis ran through 2 tackles and just explodes downfield. Tennessee with 2 receivers to the left side. Georgia, 4 down linemen to rush. Tennessee gets the ball off. Jamal Lewis pops up the middle. Breaks to the outside. This will be Lewis. Lewis has the ball to the 35, to the 40, to the 45, to the 50, to the 45. He's tackled as he gets to the 44-yard line. First down, Tennessee, Jamal Lewis.
After watching Lewis rack up some of his 232 yards rushing, Peyton Manning went back to the air and found another true freshman, Cedric Wilson, for touchdown number 2 on the day.
Manning looks over a 4-man front on 3rd down and 4. Manning back to throw, looking for Bryson. There's the pass into the end zone. Give him 6. Touchdown, Cedric Wilson. Cedric Wilson, one of the 3, the triumvirate to the left. He was slotted there, and the true freshman from Memphis makes his 2nd touchdown catch of the season.
The score was Tennessee 17, Georgia 10. Jonathan Brown continued his impressive senior year, sacking Bobo for a 3-yard loss on the next series. The Bulldogs were forced to punt, and on 4th and 13 at the UT 40, they got off a beauty and backed Tennessee up. With the Volunteers up against their own goal line, it appeared Georgia was getting the upper hand in this all-important battle for field position. But on 3rd down and 8, Jamal Lewis comes up with the biggest play of the game.
Instead, the give goes to Lewis. Lewis up the middle, breaks it to the right side. This is Lewis to the 5, Lewis to the 10, Lewis to the 15, Lewis to the 20, Lewis to the 25, to the 30, to the 35, to the 40. Lewis has first down and then some.
After giving Lewis one chance to score on the ground, it was back to the air with Manning to Peerless Price.
Tennessee on 1st down and goal. Manning looking, pass downfield is pulled down by Price at the 3, 2, 1. Give him 6. Touchdown, Peerless Price.
It was one of 5 catches on the day for Price, and for Manning, it was one of his 31 completions in 40 attempts for 343 yards. 106,656 watched the Volunteers post a 24-10 halftime lead at Neyland Stadium. It remained that way through the 3rd quarter, thanks in part to great defensive play by senior cornerback Terry Fair and senior defensive tackle Bill Duff.
This will be Bobo being chased. Bobo in trouble. Sacked. Where? 28-yard line. Who? Bill Duff.
The Tennessee offense continued to dominate the game. The Bulldogs came into the contest with the SEC's best defense, but the Volunteers rung up 628 yards against the Dogs.
Manning under the center. Handoff Lewis. Gets to the corner. Lewis at the 10. Runs through a tackle at the 5. 4. Jamal Lewis. Turned the corner. Rips and roars and fights and drives and pounds his way for the first down. Goal to go, Jamal Lewis.
With the score 31-13 in Tennessee's favor, the Volunteers got some insurance, and like a good neighbor, Derek Edmonds was there.
Manning looking downfield, caught. Edmonds, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, dives. Touchdown, Edmonds! Tennessee 37, Georgia 13.
Edmonds reeled in the 15-yard touchdown pass for the final score of the day. Final score, Tennessee 38, Georgia 13. And the Volunteers immediately set their sights on Birmingham and Alabama. Legion Field. Those 2 words would strike fear into the hearts of Tennessee fans for decades. That was before these 2 words came into play. Peyton Manning. Fearlessly, Peyton Manning marched his troops onto the hollow turf at Birmingham and declared war on Alabama. Billy Ratliff brought a clean bill of health after his miraculous return from a spinal cord injury in practice and quickly ignited this Tennessee defense. After spotting Alabama 2 field goals, Manning turned up the heat, marching crisply downfield, hitting every target in sight. But keeping the tide off balance was the key to this game. So just when Bama sees Manning catching on fire, Tennessee then goes to the ground attack.
The give goes to the fullback, cracking it up the middle to Sean Bryson. He has the ball at the 20, 15, 10, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Touchdown, Sean Bryson. Tennessee comes with a quick opening play, and up the middle comes
Facing a
Bryson,
defense that
and he
refused to
goes
budge, Alabama's
And
Freddie
Kitchens
Kitchens
looked it
showed
over.
desperation to close out the first
Misdirection
quarter.
back to throw.
Terry Fair made him pay.
Long pass downfield is going to be intercepted at the 20-yard line by Terry Fair. He went deep, intending it for Jackson, but Fair had him stride for stride and just camped under it, made the catch on the interception on the run.
First, showing they came to win, the Vols succeeded on a 4th down and follow up with a touchdown on the ground.
As Tennessee leads 7-6, it will be 2nd down and goal at the 2-yard line. Alabama up tight with the linebackers. Manning looking it over. Manning gives to the fullback, grinding forward, battling his way, turning forward. Touchdown!
It was a 14-6 Tennessee lead in Bama's backyard, and the significance was not lost on the men in orange. The old school style of hard-nosed defense and grinded-out offense continued. Jamal Lewis was slowed against Alabama, but his attack was still pivotal in the game. In the second quarter, with Manning facing a 3rd and 14, it was time to air it out.
Is the single running back for Tennessee. 2 receivers left, 2 right. Alabama coming with 3 down linemen to rush. Manning throwing the ball deep down into the end zone. It is taken. Touchdown, Jermaine Copeland. Was he on target, or was Manning on target?
Beautiful throw. He put it right to the only place I think is Copeland could have made the catch, John, and the cover man would not have been able to get to it. A super catch.
Outstanding pass play on 3rd and long. Tennessee makes the 1st down and then some.
As if the defense could smell the blood, it went for the kill. Al Wilson and Torrey Noel refused to budge and played play after play. Their efforts did not go unnoticed, particularly by Alabama. Forced to punt, the special teams sense a vulnerable front line.
Snap, got the rush on, and the punt is blocked. Tennessee battling for the loose ball. It's going to be Tennessee's ball anyway as the balls come with the first block of the year. You can almost smell that one coming as they got them up there and just overpowered up the middle.
Now wasting no time, Manning and Copeland went right back to work.
That middle linebacker may be coming after him. Manning back to throw into the end zone. It is complete. I had to wait because there was no way he'd make that catch, but Copeland did it.
Copeland went up, made a great catch. So that ball was thrown in there perfectly, though.
Just when the fans thought they had seen the best pass or the best catch from these two, they come up with another one just like this. In spite of their great game plan and execution, Alabama was still within striking distance of Tennessee at the start of the 4th quarter. It was time for a knockout punch, and pugilist Peerless Price will deliver the knockout
the
blow.
defense shifting around, steps to throw. Here's the give and go downfield. Pull down at the 35, 30, cutting to the 25, back to the 15, to the 10, to the 5. Touchdown, Peerless Price. Manning pumped. Price faked. Price drives. Manning throws. Touchdown, Tennessee.
That was pretty. Just like you draw it up, John. They really, the halfback.
Against Alabama in 1995, Torrey Noel delivered the hit to be remembered. In 1997, like a top 40 radio station, he proved the hits just keep on coming. Just as the defense set the tone early, it closed the book on this victory. First with the domination of Leonard Little, and then Bill Duff once again continued domination over the Alabama offensive line. Such domination was appreciated by Peyton Manning, who closed out his career against Alabama with 3 straight wins. He had become used to locating the Gatorade after playing Alabama. With the final tick of the clock at Legion Field, it was time to celebrate in Birmingham.
tonight was a team win. Defensively shutting their butt down like you're supposed to. Offensively getting it done. Kicking game, some huge plays. How about that block punt? How about Coach Ramsey setting up that block punt? I don't know. I'm not sure. I'm not sure that you younger guys really realize and understand what you've accomplished. Beating their butts 3 times in a row. My gosh, that's great. I'm going to give a hip hip and y'all give me a right. Hip hip! Yeah, hip hip! Hip hip! Great job taking that. Here we go. Now be blessed. Count your blessings, man. Amen. Amen.
With newfound balance on the Tennessee offense, it was up to South Carolina to pick its poison. The Gamecocks chose not to die by the arm of Peyton Manning, but the legs of freshman Jamal Lewis were equally deadly. On this day, though, the most venom was displayed by a senior-led defensive attack.
Wright rolling to the near side, being pursued. Bang! He's sacked by Leonard Little. 1-on-1. Little number 1 for Tennessee. Wright number 1 for South Carolina.
By the second series of downs, Philip Fulmer had seen enough to know the defense would control this game. Now it was time for some razzle-dazzle.
Manning under the center. That's Trey T. 4-man front by South Carolina. Manning sets it up, screen to the left side. Copeland's going to throw off that dipsy-do. Long pass downfield, complete. Pulled down by Tennessee's Peerless Price at the 45, down to the 40. There's the pass, flips to the 20, down to the 15. This is Copeland to the 10. This is Copeland to the 9-yard
South Carolina now was off
Manning
balance. Tennessee attacked in precision and marched downfield, mixing the pass with the
to
run.
The left side. There's the give going to Jamal Lewis. Jamal Lewis has the ball at the 9. Manning up under the center for Tennessee. There's the dive. Give him 6. Jamal Lewis. Touchdown, Tennessee.
Tennessee missed the extra point, so the Volunteers led it 6-0. But that lead seemed about as shaky as the offensive tackle facing Jonathan Brown. With the South Carolina tackles and quarterbacks on their backs, Jeff Hall put the Vols in front 9-0.
It's 9-0 Tennessee. 10 on first down.
On the day, Tennessee's defense would tie a team record for sacks with 8. This one in the second quarter credited Ron Green for a 12-yard loss. But 2 plays later, Jonathan Brown gets his second sack of the day. Brown got the sack, but Leonard Little was equally impressive. Watch the domination of the right tackle. Together, Brown and Little helped the defense hold the Gamecocks to just 21 yards of total offense in the first half. After an exchange of punts, the game's complexion changed. South Carolina's dangerous quarterback, Anthony Wright, went out of the game with a serious knee injury. The Tennessee defense was visibly shaken, but in the locker room at halftime, coordinator John Chavis realized there was an opportunity to get after Wright's less than mobile replacement.
At the 30-yard line, here comes Torrey Noel moving up.
With the fans adopting the new slogan, "Give the ball to Jamal," offensive coordinator David Cutcliffe looked in his playbook in a blind.
30, 25, 20, 15, caught and ridden down as he gets the ball all the way to the 9-yard line by Washington. Popping it. That was Jamal Lewis. Big hole left side. He explodes and dashes downfield 38 yards. First down, Big Orange.
A holding penalty thwarted the Volunteers' chance at 6 points, so facing 4th and 17, it was time for a reliable 3.
For the referee to spell it out for us, which he does. Y-E-S.
Those were the only points scored in the third quarter, but it was a quarter that South Carolina's Victor Penn was glad to see end. The pressure from the Volunteers was relentless, and at times, as here with Jonathan Brown, vicious. With the fourth quarter set to begin, the skies were threatening. But on the first play of the quarter, Jamal Lewis proved the real threat was in the old toss sweep.
Offset eye left, pitch will go to Lewis, and the tailback needs a block, turns upfield at the 35-40, 45-50, 45-40, 35-30, 25-20, 15-10, 5, yes, 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 Touchdown, Jamal Lewis, 65 big ones.
It was the longest touchdown run of the season, and for Lewis, it was another 200-yard game. And it was only the second time in Tennessee football history a back ran for over 200 yards twice in the same season. With the score posted at 19-0 in the fourth quarter, Tennessee's defense hoped to preserve the shutout. Leonard Little continued to prove his domination against any offensive tackle he faced. His numbers on this day: 7 tackles, 1 pass broken up, and 2 sacks. He ended the day with 24.5 sacks in his career, and that's the second highest in UT history behind All-Pro Reggie White. Feeling a bit nostalgic, Philip Fulmer wanted to see more of the toss sweep. So did Mark Levine. This drive was, again, capped by Jeff Hall. This time a 47-yard field goal.
Hall gets it in the air. It's high enough. It's long enough. Is it straight enough?
Coach Philip Fulmer looked to his younger troops to bring the game to an end. And with 30 seconds left, the shutout was erased. But it didn't diminish the incredible effort by a defense led by former South Carolina resident John Chavis.
Come here, John Chavis. Come here, John Chavis. Great point. Great point. This means a hell of a lot to me, but it means more to me because I know it's from you guys and the way you played. I appreciate you. I love you. Guys, thanks a lot.
Final score, Tennessee 22, the Gamecocks 7. It's funny how the ball bounces in the SEC. Philip Fulmer believed if his team took care of business week to week, things would work out in the conference race. And as it proves out, he was right. On this first day of November, only 6 hours after the Volunteers had dispatched USC back to Columbia, the Georgia Bulldogs handed the Florida Gators their second SEC loss. Suddenly, Tennessee was in the SEC East driver's seat. Though Peyton Manning will take a victory over statistics any day, the finicky Heisman voters don't share his team spirit. According to the pundits, Manning had a down game against South Carolina and needed to put up big numbers against Southern Miss to bolster his Heisman candidacy. In true Manning style, he answered the call. First, he hit the ground running, so to speak, completing 6 of 9 passes for 56 yards in front of the second largest crowd in Tennessee football history. The drive ended with a Jeff Hall field goal, and the score was Tennessee 3, Southern Miss nothing.
In the air by Hall, and this one by Hall is good.
The Golden Eagles came into the game ranked in the top 25, and it showed. Answering with his bullish attack, Southern Miss took the lead and would keep it throughout the first quarter. Tennessee tacked on 3 more before the stanza ended, thanks in large part to the strange play from Sean Bryson for 44 yards.
45-50, 45-40, 35-30, 25-20, down to the 15.
The kicking display continued after Jeff Hall added 3. Southern Miss capitalized on Tennessee mistakes before making one of their own. Defensive tackle Darwin Walker comes up with his opportunistic play to scoop up a Golden Eagle fumble and rumble 18 yards. He didn't make it to the end zone, but Peyton Manning would.
Here they come after him. Manning with time across the middle, complete. Pulled down at the 29. Manning against that, back to throw. Here's the pass.
First, the All-American quarterback hit 4 passes in a row in a drive that would impress even the most skeptical Heisman voters. Along the way, Manning found an ally in Jermaine Copeland. Then Manning covered the rest of the way himself.
Southern Mississippi anticipating the sneak. That's what they get. Did he score? He scored! Touchdown, Peyton Manning. Tennessee moving on defense. Back to throw. In trouble. This will be Roberts. Steps up, running with the football. Sacked.
There were still 2 minutes left to go on the clock before halftime, and that was plenty of time to shut down the Golden Eagles and put the ball back in Peyton Manning's hot hand.
Looking for somebody to defend. Here comes the blitz. Manning back to throw. Here's the pass across the middle. Pulled down. It janked at the 25. Down to the 20. Stepping out of bounds at the 16-yard line.
After Marcus Nash snagged an 18-yarder, Jamal Lewis rumbles for 11 on the screen. From there, it was nothing more than just toss and catch with Peerless Price.
In the I formation with Lewis. Here's the pass into the end zone. It is touchdown, Tennessee.
The half ended with Tennessee on top 20-13. Jonathan Brown welcomed the Southern Miss offense back to the field in the second half in his usual way.
Coming to the backside, how quick he is, Jonathan Brown.
Starting on second down, Manning found his favorite receivers in succession. 1, 2, 3. Nash, Price, Copeland.
He throws, pulled down by Jermaine Copeland. He gets it at the 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Give him 6. 6 for 6.
The drive was a quick one. 4 plays, 1 minute, 2 seconds. That's all it took. Time now to go for the jugular. It was more of a traditional drive this time. Tennessee mixing the run with the pass. They took it 80 yards in 11 plays. And the payoff to senior Marcus Nash on a beautiful screen pass.
Will send one of them. Nash is a man in motion from left back to right. Manning rolls out this way, sets up a screen, pulled down by Nash to the 10. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 6. Touchdown, Tennessee. Just simply beautiful. Simply beautiful. The pass was set up to perfection.
Southern Miss then returned the ensuing kickoff for a touchdown. So, for the Tennessee offense, there was no rest for the weary. Time to go back to work. And in workmanlike fashion, the Volunteers entered the fourth quarter up 41-20. But before proclaiming victory, Terry Fair added to his statistics with this interception.
Intercepted by Tennessee at the 28-yard line.
Jeff Hall capitalized with a 47-yard field goal to set the final score at Tennessee 44, Southern Miss 20.
Give it to him. But Manning is having a sensational game.
He really is, John. I tell you.
For the Volunteers, it was victory 7 with number 8 in their sights.
Going away on the run, and he put that ball right back in there.
The 5th-ranked Volunteers ventured into Little Rock, Arkansas, looking for one thing, a victory. With upsets galore throughout the nation, Tennessee was well aware of the need to take care of business in Little Rock. Tennessee's first drive got the Volunteers on the board quickly.
Manning dumps it out to the right side, pulled down by Lewis, breaks one tackle to the 20, has the ball to the 15, still on his feet at the 10. He's at the 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Give him 6. Give him 6. Touchdown, Jamal Lewis.
Jamal Lewis showed all the traits of an All-America back on this touchdown run. Hands, vision, power, quickness. You name it, and Jamal Lewis has got it. Tennessee led early 7-0. Arkansas special teams and defense put 10 points on the board in the second quarter. Tennessee got an opportunity when Hayden alertly picked up a fumbled punt to set up the offense at the 27-yard line.
Waiting for the snap. Tennessee, an unusual configuration. Everybody's to the left. Manning sets up, throws the ball out there. It is pulled down by the receiver who makes the move at the 20, moves to the 15, down to the 13-yard line. Manning for Tennessee, waiting for the blitz. Here it comes. Here's the pass across the middle, pulled down at the 10, to the 5, to the 4, to the 3, to the 2, to the 1. Touchdown, Marcus Nash. Just an outstanding play selection by Manning. He was being blitzed, caught a glimpse of Nash, hit him in the numbers, and Nash then legged his way against the outman secondary into score. The running back split to the right. Back to throw. This is Sterner pumping, and he's going to be dumped behind the line, back at the 12-yard line, maybe the 13.
The third quarter was a battle of field goals. Arkansas booted 2, and Tennessee's Jeff Hall 1. The fourth quarter, though, found Tennessee down 22-17. And a pressure cooker of a game, the pressure was on Peyton Manning. It was 3rd down and 9 at midfield.
2 down linemen to rush for Arkansas as Manning fakes to throw. Manning throwing the ball deep downfield. The pass is going to be complete at the 15, 10, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Give him 6. Marcus Nash with the mouthpiece in after having it battled out, makes the catch and strides home to give Tennessee a 23-22 lead.
They finally connected on it again, John. And Dave, Marcus Nash just run right by these cornerbacks almost every time. And that time he ran right by the corner. Beautiful throw by Peyton, right on target, touchdown.
Tennessee held on to a tenuous lead throughout most of the fourth quarter, and now it was time for the defense and special teams to step up.
This will be back to throw. Sterner looking deep, being pursued, being sacked. Dumped at the 28.
Facing fourth down, the Razorbacks had to punt, and Eric Brown was ready for his second punt block of the season.
22. Here's the snap. The punt is blocked. It is blocked. And Tennessee will get possession at the 23-yard line. Eric Brown, his second.
18 yards stood between Tennessee and a game-clinching touchdown. Forget playing safe. The Volunteers pulled out all the stops on this drive.
Ball back over to the left side, pulled down by Manning at the 50. Manning at the 10, and Manning skips out of bounds as he moves inside the 10-yard line to the 8. And Tennessee at that point will have it. First down and goal to go as Jamal Lewis dumps the pass to Manning.
He can do it all. It was not a bad throw. Took a little bit of time getting turned around.
From there, Jamal Lewis would leap for 4 of his 124 yards on the day. The score, Tennessee 30, Arkansas 22, and the Volunteers had maintained their spot in the national poll.
Dives, give it to him. Touchdown, a soaring Jamal Lewis.
For the Tennessee-Kentucky game, they had all the SEC passing marks written down in pencil, because this was going to be a quarterback duel in Lexington between Tim Couch of the Kentucky Wildcats and Peyton Manning of Tennessee. The matchup lived up to its pregame billing as these two outstanding quarterbacks put on a show. Manning downplayed all the pregame talk and then went out and threw for 523 yards and 5 touchdowns. With the ball in the air as much as it was, there was bound to be an interception. And on the third series of the game, with Tennessee trailing 7-3, Terry Fair came up with a big one. It stifled a Kentucky drive at the Tennessee 28 and then sent Manning off on his air attack.
4 down linemen to come after Manning. Manning back to throw. Gets some pressure. Pass is pulled down by Tennessee and a miraculous catch by Marcus Nash, who makes the catch to the 45. He's down to the 40, down to the 35, 30, 25, 20. Did he step out of bounds? I'm waiting to see. No, sir. Give him 6. Touchdown, Manning to a one-handed catching Marcus Nash, 59 yards and 6.
The defense shut down Kentucky, and on the next series with just over a minute in the quarter, Manning orchestrated a terrific drive. Manning hands over his quarterbacking duties to Jermaine Copeland. He finds Bryson for 22 yards and another first down. Jamal Lewis then cranks out 11 yards before Manning locates senior receiver Andy McCullough for the touchdown.
Manning changes the play at the line, seeing the change in the Kentucky defense. They've got 5 men tight. Manning back to throw, looking across the middle. Pass is complete. Ball down at the 8, 7, 6, 5. You know what happened. Touchdown, Andy McCullough.
After a quick touchdown by Tim Couch in Kentucky, Manning was back at the helm with his team up by 3. And a drive very typical of the day. It only took 3 plays to get back on the scoreboard. After short gains to Price and Nash, Manning hooked up with a beauty to senior wide receiver Marcus Nash.
5, give it to him. Touchdown, 66 yards, Marcus Nash. The Volunteers answer in spades.
This was a career day for Nash. He scored on touchdown passes of 31, 59, and this one for 66 yards. His total yards on the day, a career best, 195. Kentucky countered with an impressive drive of its own, closing out the first half, Tennessee 24, Kentucky 21. But the Volunteers were up by 3. They knew clearly they would need more yards and more touchdowns in the second half. Returning to the field, it didn't take long to rack up both. Jamal Lewis grabbed a pass on the third play of the second half and rambled 50 yards for a touchdown. It was an impressive day for Jamal Lewis. Not only did he become the first true freshman in Tennessee history to rush for over 1,000 yards, he also became the first player at Tennessee to gain over 100 yards rushing and receiving in the same game. As if that wasn't enough, he tied a Tennessee record with 4 touchdowns in a game. If Lewis ever tires of the running back position, he might consider wide receiver. Slipping out of the backfield on Tennessee's next possession, Manning found him uncovered almost 40 yards downfield. The play set up a 1-yard touchdown plunge to set the score at Tennessee 38, Kentucky 21. But on this remarkable day of offense, that score wouldn't last. Kentucky countered with a field goal, and again, Manning took just 3 plays to set up the score and his stats.
Touchdown, touchdown, touchdown. 3 for Nash. The Big Orange scores on the fly down the far side. Manning to Nash. Give him 6. 1:23 to go, third quarter. At the Tennessee 22-yard line. Back to throw count.
The third quarter was winding down, but senior Terry Fair had to steal the spotlight from the offense. He jumps in front of a Tim Couch pass, snags his second interception of the day, and the 12th of his great career.
Steps up across the middle, passes, intercepted Tennessee. What a move. What a move. What a move. Terry
The
Fair
Volunteers handed the ball back to Kentucky, and 88 yards later, the score was Tennessee 45, Kentucky 31. But as it turned out, those would be all the points Kentucky would score on this day, but the Volunteers still looked to pad the lead. First, Manning found Jermaine Copeland for a couple of big gainers. Next, Jamal Lewis added 6 more points.
I set to the left with Lewis, the tailback. Manning, Lewis, dives. Touchdown, Tennessee!
With the quick score capability of Kentucky, no lead was safe. The final Tennessee drive, designed to run the clock off, meant one thing: give the ball to Jamal Lewis.
Peyton Manning, handoff. With the ball, Jamal Lewis up the middle. This is Lewis breaking 1 tackle. Lewis has the ball at the 20, to the 15, to the 10, to the 5. Touchdown, Jamal Lewis!
In a historic shootout of epic proportions, Tennessee prevailed over Kentucky 59-31. The Volunteers gained 695 yards on offense. The captain of the offensive effort was Peyton Manning. He hit on 25 of 35 passes for 523 yards. He threw 5 touchdown passes and had no interceptions. It was absolute perfection, and one more reason Tennessee fans love watching this Tennessee legend perform. Peyton Manning's days of playing quarterback at Tennessee are now winding down. With just a handful of games left, Tennessee fans will try and savor these fleeting games with this gifted performer who will hold all of the school's passing records when he finishes his UT career.
The people here have been so nice to me, the people, the students, the fans, but the former players, just the true Tennessee people. I really enjoyed getting to know them and kind of becoming part of the Tennessee family because it is a neat thing. I mean, I was talking to John Michaels the other day, who was a great player here, and he just said, I don't know what it is, there's just something about being a player here at Tennessee that's special, and I think it's got something on other schools. It's just the warmth and the great tradition and just that common bond that you have with other Tennessee former players. It's an unbelievable place to play, and I couldn't be happy that I came here.
Peyton Manning's work ethic, though, was quickly established at Tennessee. He earned the starting spot with the Volunteers midway in his freshman season.
Peyton, that summer after my freshman year, he really got me going. I started working out with him on a one-on-one basis, and he just improved my work ethic so much, and he's made me, I guess, the ball player I am today.
Peyton, he's one of the greatest quarterbacks I've ever been around because, he's made decisions in like a split second, and they be the right decision. And I never seen anybody do that before because, he can be in trouble, somebody can be right behind him, about the second. He can throw him a completion, maybe a touchdown.
Peyton Manning will leave his mark on the UT and SEC record book. Like his famous father, Archie Manning, Peyton Manning will now become one of the most respected and heralded players in SEC football history.
The SEC is a conference I've always grown up watching, and choosing a college, I said I want to play in the SEC, and obviously came here to Tennessee, but I'm prejudiced. I think it's the best conference around, but just the great rivalries and traditions within the conference, the great players that have played here. To be mentioned among some of those players, which I probably don't deserve, is a great honor, but there'll be so many more great players to come, so it's a great conference to be a part of.
After last season, Peyton Manning made a statement about Tennessee and college football when he came back for his senior season and bypassed the NFL draft. On Saturday, November the 29th, Peyton Manning will lead the Volunteers to Neyland Stadium for the last time in his college career. Tennessee will play Vanderbilt that day, and the fall walk will be one thing he'll take with him and one thing Peyton Manning will always remember about football at Tennessee.
It's just sort of that lead up to the focus is starting to kick in, but then you're like, well, you know, everybody's calling your name out. You can't turn to everyone because you get a crick in your neck, but you want to respond because you want to let them know, hey, thank you, I appreciate it. Thanks for being here early. Thanks for supporting us, and it's special. I always thought if a recruit saw that, or if a recruit could experience the walk, he'd come here in a second because he'd say, this is what I want to be a part of.
Tennessee has had great quarterbacks in the past and will continue to have great quarterbacks in the future. Peyton Manning, though, will always have his special place in UT football lore and in the hearts of Tennessee fans everywhere. November 29th, 1997, came much too quickly for Peyton Manning and the rest of the seniors on this Tennessee team. It was their last day at Neyland Stadium. It was the last day fans could watch this amazing group perform. So before the Vanderbilt game, the fans came out early to show their support. It was a chance to say goodbye to a group of senior football players who would become one of the most successful groups in Tennessee history. 49 wins, 10 losses in 5 seasons was the fruit of this group's labor.
Number 16, Peyton Manning!
Aside from the appreciation of the fans, there was also no better way to send this senior group out than to clinch an SEC Eastern Division title at home at Neyland Stadium against arch-rival Vanderbilt.
Vanderbilt nothing, Tennessee nothing. The snap goes to Allen. Allen back to throw, being pursued. Sacked at the 40 by LL. Number 1, Leonard Little. Jamal Lewis stays on what will be 3rd down and 10 yards to go. Here comes the blitz. Manning back, throws across the middle. Pull down at the 20, 15, 10, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 6 for 6. Touchdown, Jermaine Copeland. 2nd down, about 5. This is Allen off play action, back to throw. Pumping across the middle, pass intercepted. Tennessee's Goodrich at the 45. Carries the ball back to the 40, and he's nailed at that point. And Tennessee, on the interception by Goodrich, who was perfectly deployed, steps in to pick off his 3rd interception of the year, and Tennessee turns it over again. Field Manning keeps to the near side. Touchdown, Peyton Manning. That naked bootleg to the left. As Allen sends a man in motion. Back off play action to throw. Pass upfield is going to be intercepted, Tennessee, as it's picked off by Dwayne Goodrich. It's senior day. It's a struggle. Vanderbilt still alive. This will be Allen. Back to throw. Allen has the ball deflected away. Picked up by Tennessee, and is ruled an incomplete forward pass as senior Jonathan Brown grabs the arm of Damian Allen. Tennessee seniors saluting the fans at the north end of the football field, and the fans who are staying and standing are returning the favor as the Volunteers win the SEC East, a record of 10-1.
Say a special thank you to the fans at the University of Tennessee for all that you've done and all the support that you've given us. Thank you very much.
Man in motion out to the left is Lewis, as this is Manning back to throw, sets up, pass out on the screen, is pulled down by Jamal Lewis to the 20, 25-30, 35-40, up to the 45-yard line where he's belted out of bounds by Ricky Neal and the trailing Brad Ware. Moving back and forth. Manning on 3rd down, back to throw, looking, waiting across the middle, pass is complete, then fumbled. There's a scramble for a loose ball in the vicinity of the 40-yard line. It has been recovered, I believe, by Tennessee. Manning sees a shift in the defense. Off play action is going to throw the ball deep down toward the near sideline. It is touchdown, Tennessee. He was on the money and right on the top pylon to make the catch. Peerless Price, 40 yards. A strike.
Great catch by Peerless. John had a good time in there. Peyton was right on the money with it, but Peerless Price made a good catch.
Second down, 10 Auburn. The give will go to Williams, and Williams has popped and dropped for a loss on the left side. This will be Craig back to throw, stepping up, looking, in trouble, may come running out of there with the football, motioning downfield. The long pass is going to be caught, pulled down here at the 50-yard line, down to the 45, down to the 40, down to the 35, to the 30, to the 25, to the 20, to the 15, out of bounds at the 13-yard line. The Tigers send two receivers to the right. Into the shotgun they go with Craig ready for the snap. Tennessee dancing on defense. Craig back to throw with time. Comes running out of there, throws the ball just as he's going to be hit. The pass goes incomplete. This will be Holmes getting the snap. The kick by Holmes is in the air, and the time is up, and this time it is good. Two receivers wide to the right. Out of the shotgun is Craig. On the year, Craig has completed 203 passes. A little handoff goes inside, and Tennessee spells the play, and breaking through to make the tackle and force Fred Beasley way back is Darwin Walker. Tennessee to the line on second down and 7 yards to go. Ball equidistant between the side boundaries. Bryson is a man in motion to the left. This is Manning passing, pulled down by Nash, who battles his way past the 20, then fumbles the football. It's picked up by Auburn at the 22, to the 20, to the 15, to the 10, to the 5. Touchdown, Auburn! Tennessee adjusts its defense, now 6 men up very tight. Back to throw Craig. Craig with time, looks downfield across the middle. Pass is incomplete. For a moment, it was in the grasp of Lowe, who was popped, and the ball squirts free out of his grasp. There's the kick by Holmes in the air. It's long enough, and it is good. Craig sends a man in motion from left to right. Craig on play action is back to throw. Steps up. Here's the long pass downfield. It is going to be complete. Touchdown to Tyrone Goodson. Beautiful catch by Goodson on a perfect throw by Craig. Tennessee had him well defended, but he stretches out and makes the catch and falls into the end zone. And Auburn builds its lead to 19-7. For Tennessee, it will be second down, 8 yards to go, trailing by a score of 20-7. Manning rolls right to throw with time. Downfield pass complete. To down on his knee to make the grab at the 41-yard line for the Volunteers was Peerless Price. Auburn ready to rush. Again, reminding you they've blocked 4 kicks this year. There's the try by Hall. It's high enough. It's long enough. It's straight enough. And now it will be Auburn to the line. Second down and 15 yards to go. Out of the shotgun, this will be Craig, and Craig is going to be sacked. Snap. Holmes gets the punt away, hits it high, a long spiral, backing fair all the way to his 25-yard line. Makes the catch there, cuts upfield to the 30, to the 35, outside to the 40, down to the 45, to the 50. Fumbles the football, and is going to be recovered by Auburn at the 30-yard line. And so after the brilliant return by Fair, another fumble is turned over, and Auburn has another recovery. Snap, punt, away. Another high, long punt. Fair backs up. Should make a fair catch, but doesn't. Catches the ball at the 15, to the 20, to the 25, and dives forward to the 29-yard line. There's a struggle for a loose ball, and it has been recovered by Auburn. Another fumble, and it's been recovered by Auburn. He's been perfect, and certainly the kicking game has been a key factor in Auburn's favor. Waiting for the snap. Tennessee dancing around defensively. Snap down. The kick is in the air by Holmes, and this one is no good. Off to the right. And Fair standing at the Tennessee 45. 20-10 the score. The ball's come after it. The punt is away. High, wobbly spiral. Backs Fair up all the way to his 34-yard line. Comes to the near side, lets a block, turns upfield to the 40, breaks one tackle to the 45, to the 50, to the 45, to the 40, to the 35, to the 30, to the 25, down to the 23-yard line, where he's shoved out of bounds by Jarrett Holmes, the punter. And it was Terry Fair who earlier returned one 39 yards only to fumble it. This time he returns it 44 yards and is knocked out of bounds just when it appeared he might be able to take it all the way, but that punter stayed right there and made the play. Nash to the right side. He's got to be a man in motion to the left. Manning rolls out to the left, looking into the end zone. Give him 6. Touchdown, Jermaine Copeland. Tennessee floods the wide side of the field, and Manning is right on target to Jermaine Copeland for the TD.
That's a great way to get this half started for the Volunteers, John. They get a break on the...
Man in motion is poor back to the inside. Craig is back to throw. Craig is sacked, fumbles the football, scrambles after it, and saves possession at his 24-yard line. Tennessee, 4-down lineman. Leard hands off to Beasley, and he is racked for no gain by Darwin Walker and Jonathan Brown, who converge to make the stop. Play clock is at 5 seconds. Manning back to throw. Manning waiting. There's the pass. It is complete. Then intercepted by Auburn at the 5-yard line as Tennessee dropped it back to the 10, to the 15, to the 20, to the 25, to the 30, 35, 40, 45, 50. Down he carries the ball to the 35, to the 30, to the 25, and to the Tennessee 19-yard line is Jason Bray as Sean Bryson had it, lost it, intercepted, and here with another turnover, the 5th in the game, Tennessee's apparent scoring effort is thwarted, and Auburn on defense has turned this game around again. In the middle, waiting for the snap. Here it comes. Craig steps back, looks to throw. Craig throws the ball downfield. It is up for grabs and is grabbed by Auburn, and it will be a touchdown for the Tigers to Fred Beasley. Trailing by 10 points. Auburn with 3 down linemen to rush. Sean Bryson back in there for Tennessee, a possible pass receiver. As Manning fakes to throw. Pass it downfield is going to be complete. It is complete. It is a first down to Peerless Price as Manning rifles it in. 15 yards to go at the 46-yard line of the Tigers against those 11 men at the line. Manning back to throw. Here's the pass across the middle. It is pulled down at the 25, to the 20, to the 15, to the 10, to the 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Give him 6. Peerless Price. 66 seconds left in the third quarter of the game. The kick by Hall is blocked, and it's going to be scooped up by Auburn, and it may be a Auburn run all the way downfield to add points to the Tigers, as Quentin Reese, after the block, will take it all the way to score. This will be Craig out of the shotgun with time, looking, being pressured now, being chased to the near side, runs out of there, looks, still holds the football, and he is knocked down as the pass upfield is complete. Then fumbled, I think. Fred Beasley ends up with the football. Let's see what the ruling is going to be. It is incomplete. Auburn brings 7 men up at the line. Manning, fumble, and it's been recovered by Auburn at the 42-yard line. And the ball pops free and has been recovered by Auburn on a skip at the 42-yard line. Turnover number 6 in the ball game. Woo! Auburn leads Tennessee 29-23. The Tigers have it 2nd down and 10 at the Auburn 42-yard line against a 4-man front. Out of the shotgun, this is Craig. Craig steps up, looks, being pressured, and he is going to be dropped back at the 35-yard line. Jonathan Brown in for another sack. Tight end is in the game on the left side of the play, and Tennessee runs a man in motion that way as well. As Manning throws to the right side, it is grabbed at the 30, breaking a tackle, 35-40, 45-50, 45-40, 35-30, 25-20, 15-10, 5. Touchdown, Marcus Nash. Tennessee connects. Nash, single covered, away from the power of the formation, breaks a tackle, and then he streaks 73 yards, and Tennessee is even.
A simple turnout route turns into big yardage and a big score for Tennessee, John. Big play.
Tennessee leads 30-29 as Peyton Manning connects with Marcus Nash. 30-29, Tennessee leading as Auburn comes to the line in the shotgun with Craig back. Tennessee moving around defensively, feigning a blitz from the left side. This will be Craig setting up, throws across the middle. It is complete to Bailey, who comes the football with a scramble for it at the 40-yard line. It has been recovered by Tennessee. Turnover number 1. It was Fred White who recovers the fumble. Craig looking, waiting, in trouble. Drops back even further. Still looking. Being chased by Leonard Little. Sacked as he throws the ball away, and it's going to be, I think, intentional grounding as Little simply outlegged him and dives to make the tackle, and Craig underhands the pass, and it will be intentional grounding. Well, you add it up. About 24, 25 yards to go. In the shotgun, this will be Craig. Tennessee with 4 men to rush. Craig again looking. Tennessee coming after him. Leonard Little momentarily had him. Now Leonard Little does have him. Sacking him at the 12-yard line. And that was Little, who has just absolutely, Bill Anderson, taken over this game defensively from that defensive left-end position.
He really has, John. He's put the heat on that time. He's been all over David and Craig back there, forcing him out of the pocket and making some big plays.
So it's 3rd down and 2 for Chelsea, leading 30-29. And the balls come with a shifting offense into an I formation with the strength of the formation to the left. And it will be Jamal Lewis trying for a first down, and I do not think he made it.
We need a first down.
I think so. Tennessee thinks so. That's the important thing. So here it is with Tennessee leading by a score of 30-29. The ball is resting at the Auburn 30-yard line. Tennessee with a lot of people to block. Manning will sneak, and Manning, I don't know. As they line it up, it appears to me he has moved the ball to the 29-yard line. And let's see where they spot the ball, because that will be what the difference is. It's very, very close. As Manning is going for the first, Auburn said he didn't make it, and Tennessee said he did. And it depends on the mark.
He did not get a good mark, I don't believe.
So measurements will be coming up as Manning on 4th down and about 1.5 feet sneaks, and so the change will be stretched, and it will be for Tennessee first down.
First down by an inch or 2, John.
Tennessee sends a man in motion. That's Edmonds again. This will be Jamal Lewis to the outside. First down. He has the ball at the 20, to the 15, to the 10, to the 5-yard line. The true freshman playing at home has made Tennessee the champion of the Southeastern Conference. 38 ticks remain. Tennessee at the 6-yard line. A couple of these, all that is needed, but credit Jamal Lewis breaking 1, 2, 3 tackles. It's first down and goal. Tennessee will have the ball leading 30-29. And the balls go into the prevent offense as Manning goes down on one knee. The clock is counting down. The place is jammed. The Big Orange fans are happy. The Tennessee Volunteers, and you can count it down to 8, 4, 3, 2, 1. The champion of the Southeastern Conference for 1997, the University of Tennessee Volunteers. Tennessee 30, Auburn 29.
Trophies to present, so hold up here. The first one goes to winning the championship of the best conference in the nation.
Yes, sir.
You win this damn championship, you earn to be the best damn team in the country, and that's what you did.
Yes, sir.
You better damn well win on New Year's Day, because I'll be there.
The head captain's up. Head. 2 head. 2 head. Head and neck. Head and neck. Head and neck. Go together, ladies.
One last one for the most valuable player of the best damn team in the conference, Peyton Manning.
Everybody, we said coming in it was going to take all 70 of us on every play in the football game. We helped them some. I don't know if I've ever seen a better champion because of what you had to overcome. A great day, a lot of heart, a lot of great leadership by our captains, a lot of fight by our football team. That will take you a long way. Staff, best damn staff in America. I appreciate you. As Billy White Shoes Johnson told us in chapel today, believe in yourself and thank the good Lord for your blessings. One knee. Yes, sir. Take your head off. Take your head off. Dear God, please protect these young men, lead and guide them in the right direction. Thank you for allowing us to have each other. Amen. Amen.